Every day, the world rushes by as we race to finish our own deadlines, goals, and attempt to make ends meet with enough free time and peace of mind to enjoy ourselves at our own pace. This leaves us with not enough time to sit down and reflect not only on our own achievements, but on the everyday things that can happen all across the world. These can range from strange reports, criminal activity, to even of that of hopeful statistics of us moving into a brighter future. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be going over 5 different things that happen every single day that we are all completely unaware of in order for us to have a broader perspective of the ever-changing world around us. A large number of UFO sightings. Ever since the establishment of the privately funded organisation known as the Mutual Unidentified Flying Object Network, there has been complete and total transparency when it comes to the gathered statistics and information regarding witness reports and extraterrestrial activity. This has allowed UFO researchers and those interested in alien activity a plethora of information pertaining to the subject and to make connections otherwise impossible to notice without treating the overall statistics as a piece to a bigger picture. Interestingly enough, this has also painted a much clearer image of UFO witness reports in general and has allowed us to find out how many annual witness reports of UFO activity are made by the general public all around the world. According to gathered reports and statistics, more than 6,000 reports have been made annually throughout the region that includes multiple witness testimonies and evidence per report. This means that, on average, we experience roughly 16 sightings of unidentified flying objects every single day. These reports can vary from something as simple as a strange, unexplainable light in the sky to a full-fledged sighting of an extraterrestrial and alien abduction. Putting this into perspective, this is more than a 5,000 report increase since first reports were gathered back in the early 1970s that claim annual reports were as low as 700. This has led to the gathering of an extraordinary amount of evidence pertaining to the UFO phenomenon, with thousands of new photos, videos, and witness reports surfacing every single year. Keep in mind that these numbers are only that of reports that have been followed up and reported to the National UFO Reporting Center and the MUFON organization, which means that there could be an overwhelming amount of evidence and reports not yet shared by the general public in fear of being ridiculed or chastised by their peers. Worldwide number of burglaries. Though the validity of gathered crime statistics can vary by a wide range in each and every country around the world, depending on its infrastructure and efforts in defining what a particular crime is, reports of certain crimes from all around the world can help us to understand the exact state that our world is facing today when it comes to such endeavours. Recently, a report has found that, around the world, we see more than 10,000 burglaries every single day. This roughly means that a burglary happens once every 8 seconds all around the world. Unfortunately, the numbers of reports are believed to be extremely conservative given the lack of quality information and crime gathering from around the world, as well as reports unable to be filled or completely mishandled. As an added piece of information, when it comes to the severity of these burglaries, of which are defined as the breaking into an individual's home and stealing their property, roughly 1/4 of these reported burglaries also include damage to property and violent assault to the owner of the home. Fortunately enough, this also comes with a piece of optimism, as these numbers appear to be down from previous years and that crime all across the world seems to be on a downward trend. Hopefully, by bringing these statistics to light, we can help to secure a better and brighter future by taking the precautions necessary for home safety and self-protection. The majority of these burglaries can in fact be prevented by having some form of home security installed and by taking preventative measures to securing the safety of your home. Amount of produced carbon dioxide emissions. As the years dredge on, The conversation relative to the potential cause of climate change and the evidence of the ever-increasing effects of global warming have continued to be at the forefront of worldwide international issues that seem to be a daunting task with no real solution around the corner. Many experts believe that there seems to be a correlation between the number of greenhouse gases and pollution emitted into the atmosphere by energy production requirements, as well as industry standards. Unfortunately, when we look over the numbers, this appears to be an issue overwhelming in its compounding effects. Currently, all across the world, every single day, we produce an excess of roughly 415 trillion pounds of carbon dioxide emitted into the atmosphere. This does not take into consideration other greenhouse gases, such as that of methane, toxic materials, different forms of pollution, and buildup of water vapour caused by rising heat and water levels. Though many green enthusiasts advocate for the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and the promotion of greener technologies, the truth is that regardless of how many reductions we instill, the climate change impact has begun an avalanche effect that will continue to metastasize over future generations. Experts refer to the analogy similar to that of driving a car towards the Grand Canyon. It does not matter by how much you reduce the speed of the car, you are still driving towards the Grand Canyon. Experts predict that until we get to 0% emissions, the effects of climate change will only get worse. This has led many industry giants to look towards different efforts of alternative energy that do not require the release of toxic materials or greenhouse gases. However, until a revolutionary green breakthrough is made, the number of greenhouse gas emissions will continue to stay in the red. Worldwide annual rates of extreme poverty. After the formation of organisations that hope to aid areas of extreme poverty with the use of donations from Western countries, back in the 70s many people gave fractions of their paychecks for nothing more than to do some good in the world. At the time, the extreme poverty line was roughly 2 billion people, of whom had to live off of less than $1 a day, and many skeptics argued that regardless of our efforts and donations, nothing was being done and the world was not getting any better. Fortunately for us, it turns out that, given the demographic data compiled every single year since 1970, there has been a dramatic drop from that of roughly 2 billion people being below the extreme poverty line to the modern projections back in 2015 to roughly only 700 million people from around the world being below the poverty line. This dramatic drop has been made all the more apparent when one takes into consideration the percentage of total population in regards to the global extreme poverty level that went from a whopping 54% of the world population being below the extreme poverty line to the modern day in which only 10% of the world population is below the extreme poverty line. This projection, put across a linear graph, then shows that since 1970, nearly 80,000 people moved out of the extreme poverty line every single day for the past 45 years. A daily number that is only getting higher every single year. This goes to show that even though the media only wishes to portray the world as being a worse place, getting worse every single year, the true statistics and metrics show overwhelming proof that our world is becoming a better and brighter future every single day, regardless of whatever the skeptics truly believe. The daily statistics of life and death. As population continues to rise all across the world, we see an incredible abundance of workforce, labour output, and technological advancements and innovations that rival all past human achievements with ease. As the slice of the economic pie continues to grow and more advancements are made, we see an incredible rise in the standards of living, those pursuing higher education, and the unbelievable strides made to a better world. Luckily for us, our dramatically rising population is the main cause for this rapid exponential growth in the quality of our world. We find that every day over 360,000 children are born into this world, a number that is only getting bigger every single day. When taking into consideration the fact that 150,000 people are dying every single day, we see a net gain of roughly 210,000 people in our world. Though many have argued that rising population would only correlate with a strain on our world and the systems in place, they could have never predicted the rapid technological innovation when it came to sustainable resources, the green industrial revolution, and new agriculture techniques such as the use of genetically modified organisms to help our planet more than triple its harvest on half the land. This means that not only is the rise in population a great thing, but that we more than have enough resources to help continue this rapid growth for generations to come. Securing a stable future for our future generations has become all the more important as we see this number rise, and soon, with the advancements made in space colonization, we could see this number reach an exponential figure to allow us to spread across the stars with unending curiosity. But what do you all think of these interesting worldwide gathered statistics and what they mean for your perspective of the world? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.